Hey there, legendary soul. Today we are picking up from the reading that we were doing just recently, all about waiting, being in this waiting period, having a new sense of breath, a new sense of life and vitality in whatever this thing is that you love so much that you just can't shake it. You've wanted it for so long. And this encouragement that came up in this reading around be where you are, that every situation has its gift, and to move forward, we must first honor where we are. For now, where we are is where we need to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to go deeper into this reading, and we're going to turn this into a pick a card reading. So each of these will be a separate pile. If you feel drawn to one of these images, one of these energies, or one of these cards more than any other, you can go ahead and pick that. The timestamps are below. And if you just want to sit back and watch it all or listen to it all, you're very welcome to do that as well. Hey there, folks who've chosen the Lovers, pile number 1. So the Lovers, which is connected to Gemini energy, typically represents a pivotal choice that we have the opportunity to make. It heralds change. It heralds change that we are typically at the forefront of creating or co-creating with the divine. We come to a crossroads when the Lovers emerges. And so let's dive a little deeper to see what kind of crossroads you might be at, viewer. A time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. All right, let's read about what this has to say. I'm just thinking about how we've been talking about something that you have been pouring a lot into, something that you've really wanted for yourself, and how fatigued you might be feeling, how done you feel at times, just because it feels like it's taking so long. So for you to get a time to give rather than take, I'm very curious. All right, when this card comes up, it's time for you to take stock of your situation. Where are you? And where do you want to go? The new moon energy of this card suggests a restart, and the Virgo energy suggests you make that restart a clever one that's simple and well organized. Virgo also has a strong health aspect to it, so if you've been unwell, this card suggests that your health is on the up. Virgo loves clean eating and alternative therapies, so add these into your routines now, however you've been feeling. If a situation is blocked at the moment, it could be that you're overanalyzing things or being too critical. It's time to ask less of what someone else can do for you and to think more about what you can do for others. All right, so this is talking about this dream that you have, this desire that you have, this thing that you've been waiting on. There's a reason that you want it beyond you. You know, sometimes, like in the example of wanting to become a parent, sometimes people want to become a parent because they had really, really crappy childhoods. And so, in a sense, for them, they want to heal in a way, you know, they want to be the parent that they never received. The thing is, that child or those children that they have are also going to be their own people. So that parent is going to learn from those kids. That parent, by being so committed to teaching this child or these children, or loving this child and these children in more attentive ways than they received, that child is going to go out into the world and they're going to impact the world. They're going to impact their communities, whether that's in preschool when they're really little, whether that's in college if they choose to go. But there is going to be a way that offering that child receiving that love that parent never got, and that parent choosing to break those generational cycles and start with their child or their children, there is a way that is going to impact and ripple throughout the collective and throughout the universe. And so it might seem small if we just focus on, well, this person just wants to heal for themselves. But if we expand it a little bit, whatever your dream is, whatever your goal is, whatever your vision is, if we expand it and we ask, what value are you trying to add to people's lives? What offer are you trying to give? What is this thing? What is it going to do? What could it do for someone else? So it's about you. It always is, but it's also about how does your goal, your desire, your dream, how does it impact the people that you have yet to meet? We have the Father of Coins. The Ace of Baskets. We have the Strength card. And we have the Father of Sticks. There's a lot of commanding power here, viewer. There's a lot of boss type of energy. There's a lot of leadership, whether that's leadership within wherever you work, leadership within the family that you're a part of, leadership in terms of how you create. Maybe you're on the leading edge of something that most don't even know about, most couldn't even fathom. There's something within you that you tapping into your deepest authenticity is going to be a revolution and a movement in and of itself. We have the Page of Pentacles. So we have the Father of Coins and the Page of Pentacles. So this might be what you feel you have to give. You might feel like you're at the very beginning, and it's not that you don't have much to give, because it is still a pentacle, but you might feel like you're at the intern level. You might feel like you're at the beginner stages. You might feel like you want to be the Father of Coins. You know that you're destined to be the Father of Coins. You know that you have the capacity to grow into the Father of Coins, but right now you are the Page. And what the guidance is currently saying is offer what you have as the Page. Don't overdo it. Because if you overdo it, you might burn yourself out. We have the Seven of Pentacles. All right, yeah. So this lovely overflow and abundance and emotional stability that you know is possible for you as you get to fully embody all of your gifts, that comes through taking care of your body, as this card was saying. That comes through reconnecting to your routines. That comes through understanding that you get to keep it simple. You get to keep it simple. You get to be the Page. You get to be where you are. You get to be where you are. There is no shame in being where you are. You may feel shame, but there is no shame in it. The Two of Swords. So you may be feeling at a crossroads or stuck between two modalities of thinking in your mindset. One may be really empowering for you, where you feel strong, you feel on top of the world, you're finding things and people and situations that are motivating to you, that are encouraging of you, that are helping you to and supporting you to keep moving forward. You're surrounding yourself with people and community who are who are pouring into you. You are releasing, environments and places and people that don't feel this way. You're shifting your boundaries with older relationships or with older situations. I'm really seeing this shift, but what I can also see is that maybe you feel like you're at a standstill because maybe the shifts are happening very slowly and very organically. Maybe in the past you would have done a lot to try to action all of this change, but now you're kind of weary. Now you're kind of tired. Like you want this thing. You want to live this life in the way that you want, but you're tired. You've been through a lot. You've been through so much. And we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands, to clarify, the Father of Sticks. They go together. They go together. So while you may be at the page level offering things simply and in an organized fashion from the page level, knowing that you're growing into the Father of Coins, allowing for the way to be made for you as you let things grow organically, as you let things die organically, and as you try to nurture the parts of you and the community that surrounds you that is more encouraging of you versus the ones that are more doubtful of you, or the ones that are trying to speak death over you, trying to say you can't do, when you know dang well that you can do anything. There's a part of you that knows that you can do anything you put your mind to. And this is the outcome. This is what I see from you really, really taking your time in this space. It's not a matter of trying to move quickly through this wrestling, through this indecisiveness, through this uncertainty, or through this period of spending less time in certain places or having new boundaries with certain people. I'm really seeing you take your time. I'm seeing you be strong within these transitions and be strong in ways that are still authentic to you, strong in ways that you're setting boundaries gently, strong in ways where you are honoring yourself, but also considering other people's needs and feelings. And I'm seeing you emerge as the Queen of Wands. So we will pause our reading here. This has been really quite lovely to read for you, viewer. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. I hope that this offered some insight, some clarity, some upliftment, and some value to your life and your journey at this time. And if you are drawn to one of the other two readings, I will see you very soon. And if not, I will catch you in the future. Bye. Take care. Hey there, viewer who chose pile number 2, the 7 of Coins. We're going to see how maybe you can have a little bit more grounding in this space that you're currently in. Oh, I just shuffled really quickly and we have the Moonology cards that we're using, and 2 came out. Oh, nothing will come of this situation. Void of Course Moon. The Void of Course is, if you're not familiar, is the period when the moon changes in between signs. And so it's said that the moon wanders during this period. It can sometimes be a few hours. I think it can sometimes be maybe like 10 or 12 hours, like the majority of a day. I don't know if it can be longer than a day. However, when the moon is wandering and moving in between one sign to another sign, it's usually a period that people try not to make some really big decisions. It's usually a period of waiting. It can sometimes be a period when we feel like we have less energy. It can be a period when things just feel like kind of off and we can't fully describe why. It just, things don't feel quite right. So nothing will come of this situation. We'll have to read about that. That one's about. And the other card that came out is meditate and contemplate. These two together, it works really well, I think, with the Seven of Coins, because I think sometimes when our guidance is to wait, like the Seven of Coins might suggest, there can be a question of, okay, wait, but like, what should I do while I'm waiting? Meditate and reflect and contemplate, it looks like. So let's read about this void of course moon. So with the void of course moon, it means that nothing will come of this matter or that the situation will bear no fruit. This may or may not be good news depending on what you're asking, depending on what you're thinking about, viewer. So for example, if you're worried about something, this card can be a sign that there's nothing to worry about. However, if you're asking about a new project or starting a new relationship, it may be a sign to adjust your expectations or to change things that are currently happening so that you can get to a different outcome. Something that I love about astrology and tarot and oracle cards is that there is never a depiction of, you got to do it this way or everything's going to shit. It's just not how I read. It's not how I see the energies. So it may say nothing will come of this situation, but please know that that is not set in stone. That maybe you're feeling pretty anxious about something, and this is a feeling state that is bringing you to this reading, and you're wondering like, oh my gosh, I've been waiting so long for this thing, but like, what's happening with it? And you hear nothing will come of this situation. So a few things might happen. Your anxiety might feel really validated, and you might be like, okay, that's what I thought. Let me go leave this thing or this person or this situation alone. But that's you choosing. Remember that. Another option might be, you might get angry. You might be like, no. What you mean nothing will come of this situation? I put so much time in. This is going to be whatever I want it to be. That's the other thing that I love about tarot and oracle cards. It usually evokes emotion from within us. It evokes something from within us, and we get a second wind sometimes, or we invite ourselves to sit down and to rest for a bit because maybe we don't know all the way what's happening. So wherever you land, please know that it's just right for you and it's just right for your journey. All right. Another thing it says is to take time out, meditate, and contemplate. So let me go ahead and read about this new moon in Pisces. This card speaks of dreams and romance, of soulmates and poetry. It suggests there's a new start coming your way that's connected to a matter that leaves you feeling somewhere between having your head in the clouds and being in a totally altered state. There could be confusion and disappointment if that's what you've had before, and if that's what you're expecting. However, if you feel like and you sense that you're onto a good thing, then wish hard, because the words of your soul and your heart could help bring about the manifestation of your dreams. All right, something that I love about Piscean energy and Virgoan energy, they're on the same axis. Something that I love about these energies is it really speaks to the way that you're feeling about an outcome or a situation in your life, and the way that you speak to yourself about that outcome and that situation. They help manifest what it is that you desire, or they help manifest what it is that you expect. So if you're feeling really scared, really nervous, if there's a lot of like self-doubt coming up, or there's a lot of insecurity coming up, let me offer you a few affirmations and mantras that might support you at this time. So you can start to connect to what it is that you really want, rather than what it is that you might be expecting to go poorly in this waiting period. Waiting is hard because it shows us what's going on in our minds. Meditation is hard because it shows us what's going on in our minds. It shows us how how cloudy, how cluttered our minds can get, and how our minds sometimes are. All right. The situation is being healed. It's time to surrender to the divine. I use my feelings to guide my way. I can face my fears. Let's see if there are a few other affirmation cards for you. Enjoy the process. Celebrate every small step forward. You are doing an amazing job. The journey is the gift. I love that. I love that a lot. Okay. Now let's get into getting deeper into your reading. We have Miss Ida. Oh, this is the High Priestess. All about your intuitive gifts, all about connecting to the divine. And also all about waiting. Dem Bones. This is the Judgment card. Also, in its own way, is about waiting for a divine right time. And we have the grandchildren, or the Star, in reverse. So I feel like, I don't think I really read Major Arcana in reverse very often. The energies feel very big, so it doesn't feel like I need to read them in reverse in a sense. For the sake of this reading, I'll say that the Star card is about, what comes up for me in this moment is, it's about the inevitability of miracles and of blessings in our lives, especially when we're expecting them, especially when we're speaking things like this over ourselves, especially when we are meditating and finding and creating stillness, especially when we are contemplating and reflecting on what it is that we want. So, So, since it's coming out in reverse, maybe it's speaking to the energy of you waiting and you not wanting to be waiting anymore. Of you kind of having moments where you get really doubtful and where you expect the worst. There's nothing wrong with this. And please don't get really nervous and scared that you're just automatically going to manifest all the things you don't want. However, if this resonates, this is your chance to change course, to change direction, and to get the support and to create the support, the inner support towards what it is that you do want. Here we go. We got the 10 of Pentacles, legacy, stability, 3 of Cups. We have celebration, camaraderie, friendship. So we're talking about your energy shifting, and it's already shifting. You see how quickly it can happen? And we have the 4 of Wands. Like, you can't make this stuff up. This is also a card of celebration. It's a card of celebration and commitment. So the question that I'll leave you with, folks who've chosen pile number 2, what would happen? What do you think would happen if you fully committed to believing in yourself and you fully committed to believing in your dreams? I think only the best. I think the greatest possible things could happen. The miracles that the Star card speaks to being inevitable. But I'm curious about what you think. And what you think is very important. All right. Thank you so much for allowing for me to read for you. I hope that this added something of value, something of substance. I hope that it was validating and encouraging of something that you're going through at this time. And this is Ada Ad Astra, taking you from the moon into the stars. I will catch you in the future. Take good care. Bye. Hey there. So you've chosen pile number 3 and the 9 of Sticks. So we're going to pull a Moonology card and see how to get more deeply into your reading and what the guidance might be for you who was drawn here. Oh, show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius. So at the time of this recording, it is Aquarius season in terms of the sun being in Aquarius. And so that means that the full moon in Aquarius is about 6 months away during Leo season. So I wonder if this reading is also speaking to a timing of sorts, something that is on its way, something that is being cultivated at this time, and it's connected to your authenticity, viewer. So let's see what cards come out. We have the Sun of Sticks. We have the Son of Baskets. We have the 8 of Baskets, all right? And we have the Daughter of Baskets. Whew. Got a lot of kids coming out. A lot of kids. So this is speaking to some of the traits that you have and that you've been developing and that are still growing within you, viewer. They are traits of being incredibly creative, so imaginative, of being a visionary amongst the spaces that you inhabit, the spaces that you move through. It's of being fearless, of being unafraid of intimacy, or of being afraid, but of being courageous in the face of opportunities to have more intimacy and more healthy intimacy. And with the 8 of Baskets, what I'm seeing is there have been times over this short past while, or that are upcoming over this next 6 months, where you are going to be leaving things and places and situations and people that you feel that you've outgrown. And it may not be easy to do so. It rarely is. And yet, I see you doing it. I see you walking towards yourself. I see you walking in faith towards the things that excite you and that encourage you and that light you up. I see you showing the world your real self. All right, so we have the 10 of Swords, or everything is fine in this deck. There are some major endings as it pertains to how you've moved creatively thus far, how you've moved in your life, how you have shown others who you are. This might also connect to social media. There is a way that you position yourself and you brand yourself, or you show people who you are, that is changing. It's changing. Maybe before you were doing things in a way that felt like it was somehow to be satisfactory, or somehow for people to see only a little piece of you. But what I'm seeing is, I'm seeing you lead from your emotions. Well, what do I want to post? What am I interested in? We have the 8 of Cups a second time in this reading. You are really doing things so differently than maybe what you've ever perceived before. Aquarius energy is innovative, it is out there, it is different, it is usually on the leading edge of the culture, of what's going on. And yeah, there are probably going to be people who There are probably going to be people who think that you are strange, but then there will also be people who think that you're unique. And so it's going to be a matter of you connecting to yourself and asking yourself, how do I feel when I hear this feedback that I'm strange? How do I feel when I hear this feedback that I'm unique? And that might help you choose the people who are going to be in your life just based on how you feel. Or it might help you choose what new boundaries you may need to set, or you may choose to set with the folks that you don't feel so good around. We have the 5 of Wands. Yeah, it's not going to be easy for you to leave. It's not going to feel easy. There's going to be quite a bit of inner turmoil. It's like beyond doubt. It's like an inner wrestling. Well, is it me? I'm the one feeling these ways, so do I need to change? You are changing, just not in the ways that other people might expect. And we have the 2 of Swords. Whew. And then I just split the deck and I saw the 8 of Pentacles. This is really hard work for you, viewer. This might be one of the hardest things you felt like you've had to do. This process of showing the world the real you, this process of being your authentic self. It may be, if you have your Saturn in Aquarius, or if you have placements in Aquarius, because Saturn has been in Aquarius for the past 2 years and it's just about to leave Aquarius, this might be speaking to the integration period that happens after Saturn leaves your Saturnian sign, or after Saturn leaves Aquarius, if you have some prominent Aquarius placements. And there's going to be a lot of change within you wherever Saturn exists, or wherever Aquarius exists. Let's read about this full moon in Aquarius energy, because I don't believe I did. Yes. This card brings the message from the cosmos that you need to detach a little from whatever situation you're asking about. You know, you gotta love Aquarian energy, because this card saying that everything is fine, everything might well be fine. Like, yes, there's a sword in their neck and there's 9 other swords in their body. Yes, they're in pain. Yes, their hair is graying and they are stressed out. Yes, they are. But they're also doing something on their phone. Maybe they're playing a fun game, you know, maybe they're building a whole world. Maybe they're working on something. Because of this digital age, we could do a lot on our phones. We can do a lot. We could run whole businesses just from our phone. So might be online shopping, getting themselves a new wardrobe. They might be finding themselves a chiropractor or some other medical professional that can help them take out all these swords. We don't know. We don't know. We get to use our imagination, you know? Just because things look really dire, just because things might suck a whole lot. I'm not gonna sugarcoat. Just because things might be really, really hard, it doesn't mean that you aren't still taking care of yourself, or you might not be trying to, you know? It's important for you to allow life to unfold and to progress, even if change seems like a frightening prospect. If you've been holding yourself back from showing the world the real you, this card reminds you that your unique characteristics are what make you special. In a relationship, are you being too aloof or detached? Go ahead and be yourself in whatever is coming up for you. All right, so the guidance, be aware of your feelings. Be aware of your feelings, but also be prepared to move on. You are too much in your head. Get into your heart. There's probably a sword in this person's heart too. And a situation is going to take a very unexpected turn. So while I may not know what the situation is, what I do know is that whatever the situation is, it's bringing you an opportunity to be your most authentic self, or to be more of your authentic self than ever before in your life. And even though the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Baskets, which is coming out twice in your reading, even though it typically is connected to some sorrow, some heartbreak, some sadness, some remorse or regret, because you're literally leaving everything that you've ever known before. You're literally leaving all the things that you've collected and created. You're usually leaving people and places and situations when the Eight of Cups are coming up. Not only are you feeling all of that, not only is all of that happening, not only is all of that a part of the Eight of Cups experience, but what also is a part of it is that you're moving towards, you're journeying towards something greater than you've ever known. And what comes after the Eight of Cups is the Nine of Cups, which represents self-satisfaction. It represents abundance and plenty. It represents luxury and the finer things in life. It represents feeling really good about yourself. So you may be leaving everything that you've ever known, but one of those things that you're leaving might be being inauthentic, or might be feeling really insecure a lot of the time. It might be being surrounded by people who are really unkind to you. Even if they're doing it in a joking fashion, it doesn't feel good, you know? It might be leaving a job where you're not paid as much as you believe that you should be, considering your effort, considering how much work you put in, considering how much you offer to the organization. It might be leaving a relationship that has been really painful. Like maybe it's been good in some ways. Maybe it's helped you heal in a lot of ways, but the next level of healing is to leave it. So there's a lot that you're leaving, and all the things that you're leaving, all of them might not make you feel so good. So it's important that you connect into what you're feeling, and you connect into your heart at this time, viewer, because through that process, you might discover that there's some joy that you're walking towards. There's some contentment that you're walking towards. And you can cry the whole way on the journey. You're allowed to feel whatever you feel about all of the things that you're leaving behind you. But please do know that you have everything that you need inside of you. And where you're going next is going to reflect what you learn about what you have inside of you. All right. Thank you so much for letting me read for you, for allowing me to peer in to your life and allowing me to read for you and to uplift you and to encourage you in this way, to offer that to you. So I hope that this has been uplifting. I hope that this has been encouraging, and that there has been value added and validation that you feel in whatever it is that you're experiencing. Please know that it is always darkest before the dawn. I would encourage you to check out the tarot card reading that I did last week. I'll link it. And yeah, this is Ada Ad Astra, taking you from the moon into the stars. And I will catch you in the future. Take really good care of yourself. Bye.